So in the previous class, I was discussing about isobaric process. So now I would like to show you the notes or PowerPoint presentation for the isobaric process, which I have already discussed in the previous class, and I'm also going to continue the same discussion in this class and also solve some problems based on for isobaric process, and also want to show you the indicator diagrams for the isobaric process. So look at the screen here. I am going to read out these notes for isobaric process. Process taking place at a constant pressure P is called an isobaric process. Work done by a fixed mass of an ideal gas when its volume changes from Vi to Vf at constant pressure P is given by W equal integral P dV from Vi to Vf. Can take P outside the integral symbol when pressure is constant. So integral dV from Vi to Vf, you can write integral dV, you can write V. If you apply the limits, you can write W equal P into Vf minus Vr, W equal P delta V. Where delta V equal Vf minus Vi is the change in the volume of the gas. So I am going to give you the working continuation to this. Come on, those who are writing the notes, please take a pause and finish writing the notes. So if you apply the perfect gas equation in the initial state, you can write PVI equal URTI from perfect gas equation. And in the final state, you can write the gas equation as PVF equal URTF. Here pressure P in the final state is same as the pressure P in the initial state in the isobaric process. Now represent the quantity of the gas expressed in mole. Kepler is the molar gas constant. So if you subtract the gas equation in the initial state from the gas equation in the final state, you can write PVF minus PIVI equal URTF minus URTI, or P to Vf minus Vi equal URE to Tf minus Ti. So for a fixed mass of an ideal gas in isobaric process, we can write delta Q equal nu Cp delta T, with capital C subscript capital P represent the molar specific heat of the gas at constant pressure, and delta T the change in the temperature of the gas. And delta U in any process can be written as for a fixed mass of gas nu Cv delta T, with capital C subscript capital V the molar specific heat of the gas at constant volume. And delta W, that is work done with the gas, you can write P delta V or nu R delta T in the isobaric process. And delta T the change in the temperature of gas. Come on, those who are writing the notes, please take a pause and finish writing the notes. So I am going to show you the next slide here. So applying first law of thermodynamics, delta Q equal delta U plus delta W for this process, we get nu Cp delta T. That means you can substitute delta Q at constant pressure as nu Cp delta T on the left hand side. And delta U equal nu Cv delta T, the first term on the right hand side. And delta W equal nu R delta T at constant pressure. So you can take nu delta T common on the right side. So you get nu Cp delta T equal Cv plus R into nu delta T. So dividing by nu delta T both sides, will get Cp equal Cv plus R, or Cp minus Cv equal R. This relation is called Mayer's relation in the name of a scientist. So the difference in the molar specific heats of any ideal gas at constant pressure and constant volume will be equal to the molar gas constant or universal gas constant when expressed in same units. Come on, those who want to write the notes, please take a pause and finish writing the notes. So I am going to show you the continuation to this. So molar specific heat at constant pressure can be written as product of molar mass and ordinary specific heat at constant pressure, as I told you earlier. Molar specific heat at constant volume can be written as product of molar mass and ordinary specific heat at constant volume. So if you substitute these things here, the Mayer's relation, molar mass into ordinary specific heat at constant pressure minus molar mass into ordinary specific heat at constant volume is equal to molar gas constant. So if you divide the equation with molar mass m naught, difference in the ordinary specific heat of the gas at constant pressure and Ordinary specific at the gas constant volume cannot Kepler by Kepler. So I am going to show you the next slide on screen. Can write capital C subscript capital P equal to capital M into small c subscript small p, and capital C subscript capital V equals capital M into small c subscript small v. Here capital M, where capital M is the molecular weight of the gas. Small c subscript small p and small c subscript small v denote the ordinary specific heat of gas expressed per unit mass at constant pressure and constant volume respectively. Substituting these values in the Mayer's relation, capital C subscript capital P minus capital C subscript capital V equal to Kepler. So you get capital M into small c subscript small p minus capital M into small c subscript small v equal to Kepler. So you get Cp minus, ordinary specific heat at constant pressure minus ordinary specific heat at constant volume equal to Kepler by Kepler, which you can also write as small c subscript small p minus small c subscript small v equals small r, where small r is equal to Kepler by Kepler. Kepler is the molar gas constant, which is also called as the universal gas constant because its value is the same for all gases. But the value of small r is equal to Kepler by Kepler. It is a constant for a given gas because molecular weight is a constant for a given gas. But the value of this constant small r is different for different gases because molar mass is different for different gases. Therefore, small r is called as specific gas constant. That is a gas which is a constant for a specific gas or ordinary gas constant. So those who want to copy the notes, please take a pause and finish writing the notes. I am going to show you the next slide. Where small r equal Kepler by Kepler is called as specific gas constant or ordinary gas constant. So the difference in the ordinary specific heat of the gas at constant pressure and constant volume will be equal to ordinary gas constant. So one more thing is Charles' law is applicable for an ideal gas in isobaric process. As you studied in gases at constant pressure, Charles' law can be stated as at constant pressure the volume fixed mass of a gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature of the gas. So I am going to show the indicator diagram for an fixed mass of an ideal gas in isobaric process. So these are the one graph. On the left side is the graph with pressure of the gas along y-axis and volume of the gas along x-axis. When the expansion takes place at constant pressure in the isobaric process. So during expansion of the gas, final volume isobaric is more than the initial volume. So at constant pressure, volume of the gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature of the gas, which we call Charles' law, which is applicable for a gas, ideal gas in isobaric process. So when volume increases at constant pressure, temperature also increases. So final temperature more than the initial temperature, which implies that final value internal energy of the gas in the final state more than internal energy of the gas in initial state. That means internal energy of a fixed mass of an ideal gas increases in isobaric expansion. So at constant pressure, V is proportional to. So if you draw a graph with volume along y-axis and temperature along x-axis, at constant pressure, we can write Y proportional to X. So Y proportional to X represents a straight line graph passing through origin. That means the VT graph, the graph of volume versus absolute temperature, will be a straight line passing through the origin at constant pressure for a fixed mass of gas. So in the expansion, final volume is more than the initial volume. At constant pressure, final temperature is more than the initial temperature. Next, I want to show the graphs for isobaric compression. So those who want to copy the note, they can take a pause and copy the diagrams. So during isobaric compression, that means the gas is compressed at constant pressure. When volume decreases at constant pressure, temperature of the gas also decreases because V is proportional to T. So final volume of the gas is less than the initial volume of the gas. The graph is represented like this in isobaric process. I mean, when gas is compressed at constant pressure, Vf is less than Vi. Then final, because V is proportional to T, when volume decreases at constant pressure, temperature also decreases. So final temperature less than initial temperature, and internal energy of the gas in the final state will be less than internal energy of the gas in the initial state. And at constant pressure, V proportional T or we get a VT graph. We take volume along y axis and absolute temperature along x axis. Y proportional x. VT graph will be a straight line passing through origin. So the arrow will be like this, from initial to final. So in the isobaric compression, volume decreases at constant pressure and temperature also decreases internal energy of the gas. So internal energy of fixed mass of gas decreases in isobaric compression. Those who want to copy the note, take a pause and finish writing the notes. So look at the first problem in thermodynamics, which is based on the isobaric process. I'm going to read out this problem. Same model problem is given almost in all the books. In the same model problem is given in your board intermediate textbooks. I mean NCERT textbook as well as your state syllabus, Andhra Pradesh, AP textbook, as well as in HCRMA concepts of physics. Almost all the standard books, they have given a problem based on the same model problem. It may not be the exact same problem, same model, I mean. So you find it almost all standard books. So I'm going to read out this problem 1. And those who want to solve the problem themselves, they can take a pause and try the problem. But I'm going to discuss this problem now. Problem 1. Calculate the increase in energy of 50 grams of water at 100 degree centigrade when it is converted into steam at the same temperature and at 1 atmosphere pressure. The densities of gas, water and steam are 1000 kg per cubic meter and 0.6 kg per cubic meter respectively. The latent heat of evaporation of water is 2.25 and 10 power 6 joule per kg. Take 1 atmosphere 100 kilopascal. So to calculate the increase in energy, we are going to apply first law of thermodynamics. So delta Q equal delta U plus W. First we have to calculate delta Q, that is heat energy absorbed during the change of state, and there is no change in temperature. Then we'll calculate work done at constant pressure is given by P delta V. To find delta V, you have to find the final volume of 50 grams of water when it changes into steam, and initial volume of water before it changes into steam. So look at the screen for calculation. So initial volume of the 50 grams of given mass, that is 50 grams, before evaporation takes place, I denote by V subscript I is equal to mass of the water by initial density, that is the density of water. The mass of water is 50 grams. Density of water is 1000 kg per cubic meter. So final volume after vaporization is equal to mass of the steam formed is same as the mass of the water vaporized divided by the density of steam. So change in the volume of the system. Can write final volume minus initial volume. You can take M common outside here. M into 1 by density of water, 1 by density of steam, minus 1 by density of water. So mass M is 50 grams. Let us put in a side. It's 50 into 10 power minus 3 kg. So the density of steam is 0.6 kg per cubic meter. The density of water is given as 1000 kg per cubic meter. So that you have to simplify further. that you have to simplify it further. Come on, take a pause and complete the simplification part. So if you simplify this, so you get delta V equal to 5 into 49.97, right here again, 5 into 49.97 by 3 into 10 power minus 3 cubic meter. So here the external pressure on the system, you can take it as equal to the atmospheric pressure, the external pressure acting on the water or system, which changes into vapor, is equal to the 100 kilopascal. So Pascal is SI unit of pressure, so 100 kilopascal, 100 into 10 cube Pascal, or 100 into 10 cube Newton per meter square. So work done by the system. When the volume system changes at constant pressure, P can be done P delta V. So P equal to 100 into 10 cube Pascal means 10 cube Newton per meter square. So delta V you get 5 into 49.97 by 3 into 10 cube into 10 power minus 3 cubic meter. So 10 power 3 and 10 power minus 3 gets cancelled. So you can simplify it further. So you get nearly about 8,328.33 joules. Now heat energy absorbed by the system during evaporation of water, that is internal heat energy, as we have discussed in the past in calorimetry and change of state. The heat energy absorbed by the system when during the change of state, when there is no change in temperature, is given by M into L, where L is the latent heat. So heat energy absorbed by the water during evaporation is equal to mass of the water into latent heat of evaporation of water. The mass of water is 50 grams or 50 10 power minus 3 kg. So the latent heat of evaporation of water is 2.25 into 10 power 6 joule per kg. So that you can try to simplify it further. That is 5 into 2.25 into 10 power 4 joules. You can simplify it further. You get delta Q and delta W also. Then you can apply first law of thermodynamics. From first law of thermodynamics, you can write delta Q is equal to delta U plus W. That is heat energy absorbed by system is equal to change in the internal energy of system plus external work done by system. So change in the internal energy of system can be done heat energy absorbed by system minus external work done by system. So please try to complete the calculation part yourself. If you want, you can take a pause and complete the calculation part yourself. Observed with some students when similar question is given in objective type paper, because temperature is constant during vaporization, during change of state, they think that internal energy is constant. Of course, internal energy fixed mass of an ideal gas can be assumed to be constant when its temperature is constant. But the problem is not given with an ideal gas. It is a problem is given with conversion of water into vapor or steam. Therefore, here internal energy not only depends on the change in internal energy, not only depends on the mass and also depends on the pressure and change in volume for a solid or liquid. So please take a pause and complete the simplification part, calculation part yourself. So look at the next problem on the screen. The change in internal energy of a gas kept in a rigid container when 25 calories of heat is supplied to it is 104.75 joules. Find the mechanical equivalent of heat. Of course, this problem is given not on isobaric process. So it is given that the gas is contained rigid container. So that means the volume of the gas can be taken as equal to volume of the rigid container, which can be assumed to be constant. So volume of the gas remains constant in this problem, which is equal to the volume of the rigid container. That means the problem is given for isochoric process. On isochoric process, not isobaric process. So with the volume of the gas is constant. So the work done by the gas will be 0. So here, from first law thermodynamics, delta Q can be delta U plus delta W. So when no work is done by the gas, the heat energy absorbed by the gas is entirely used only for increasing the energy of the gas. So change in the internal energy is same as the heat energy absorbed by the gas when the gas is heated at constant volume. So delta U is given to be 25 delta U, change in energy of a gas, and 25 calories. So what is given is delta Q is given to be 25 calories, and delta U is given to be 104.75 joules. So therefore we can substitute these values. 104.75 joules is equal to 25 calories. Therefore 1 calorie can be written as 104.75 by 25. So you can multiply in your denominator with 4 and simplify it further. So if you simplify this, you get 1 calorie equal to 4.19 joules. So mechanical equivalent of heat can be written as equal to 4.19 joule per calorie. That's the answer for the given problem. Those who want to copy the notes, please take a pause and finish copying the notes. So for the problem 2, which I just discussed, the answer will be 4.19 joules per calorie. Then you see the next problem, problem number 3. The pressure of a gas changes linearly with volume from 5 kilopascal 100 cubic centimeter to 25 kilopascal 25 cubic centimeter. Calculate the work done by the gas. So we can solve this problem from the indicated diagram, that is PV graph. So pressure of the gas in the initial state denoted by P subscript I or P1, that is 5 kilopascal, means 5 into 10 cube pascal in SI system. Let us substitute all the values in SI units. Initial volume of the gas we denoted by V subscript I or V1, that is 100 cubic centimeter. And you must be knowing the conversion. 1 centimeter equal 10 power minus 2 meter. So if you cube both sides, you are supposed to remember the conversion. 1 cubic centimeter you can write 10 power minus 6 cubic meter. So final pressure of the gas we denote by P subscript F or P2. That is given to 25 kilopascal or 25 into 10 cube pascal. The final volume of the gas we denote by V subscript F or V2. That is given 25 cubic centimeter or 25 into 10 power minus 6 cubic meter. You can show the process in the indicated diagram or PV graph. Here the volume of the gas has been decreased. Here we take pressure along y-axis, volume along x-axis. And I denote the initial state of the gas in the indicated diagram, at which its volume is denoted by V1 or Vi and pressure is P1 or Pi. So let F denote the final state of the gas. So here you can observe that there is increase in the pressure of the gas and decrease in the volume of the gas. Final pressure denoted Pf or P2. The volume of the gas in the final state is denoted by Vf or V2. Let I denote the initial state and F denote the final state, or A denote the initial state, B denote the final state of the gas. It is given that the volume of the gas changes linearly with change in pressure. So the graph can be assumed to be linear. To draw a perpendicular from the point on x-axis, you can draw perpendicular from the point B on x-axis. That means A dash is the foot of the perpendicular dropped from the point A on x-axis. B dash is the foot of the perpendicular dropped from the point B on x-axis. As I discussed earlier, the area under the PV graph and volume axis between the initial and final state gives you the work done. So we are going to calculate this work done here. So work area of the trapezium AB B dash into A dash. The formula for area of trapezium, which I discussed earlier in kinematics, half into sum of the parallel sides multiplied by perpendicular distance between the parallel sides. So the parallel sides means that is A dash A plus B dash B into perpendicular distance with the parallel sides is equal to A dash B dash. That you can write half into A dash A can be taken as equal to P1 initial pressure. B dash B can take it as P2 into A dash B dash you can write it as V1 minus V2. Or in magnitude V2 minus V1 minus V2 can write. This gives you the work done on the gas. So half into P1 plus P2. So P1 is 5 kilopascal. It is 25 kilopascal. So 5 plus 25 kilopascal is 5 plus 25 10 cube pascal into V1 minus V2. V1 is 100 cubic centimeter. It is 25 cubic centimeter. So 100 minus 25, 100 minus 25, 10 power minus 6 cubic meter. So this you get half into 30 into 100 minus 25 can write 75. 10 power 3 10 power minus 6 you can write 10 power minus 3. All units are SI system, so you get in joules. Come on, finish copying. So those who want to copy the solution of the problem, they can take a pause and please finish copying the solution of the problem. So if you simplify this, you get 1.125 joules. So I will again show you the problem and answer on the screen. Those who want to copy the solution still have not copied, please take a pause and finish copying the solution. So for the problem 3, which I just discussed now, so you get the answer as 1.125. Of course, there should be negative sign, work done, because there is a decrease in the volume. When volume of fixed mass of gas decreases, we can say work done by the gas will be negative. So answer can be written as minus 1.125 joules. Come on, look at the next problem on the screen here. Problem number 4, for which the diagram is also given, which looks similar to the previous problem. In the previous problem, you are just asked only to calculate the work done. It is also similar to the previous problem, but it is a bit extension of the previous problem. The previous problem, you are just asked to find only work done. Here you have to find the heat energy absorbed by the gas. So I am going to read out this from the screen here. Problem for a fixed mass of a diatomic gas is taken along the path AB as shown in the figure. Calculate the heat energy absorbed by the gas in the process. Here also you can observe that the volume of the gas is decreasing as the system passes from state A to the state B. For the path from A to B, volume at B is less than volume at A. So when volume of the gas, fixed mass of gas decreases, then we can say work done by the gas will be negative. Let us calculate the area below the straight line graph and volume axis. Just similar way you have done. The pressure in the initial state, let us denote it by P1. The pressure in the final state by P2. Volume in the initial state by V1. Volume in the final state by V2. The volume of the gas is decreasing. We can say that work is done on the gas. So I am repeating the procedure of the previous problem first. So work done on the gas is equal to area of trapezium AB B dash A dash. As explained in the previous problem, that is equal to half into some of the parallel sides. Half P1 plus P2 into perpendicular distance of the parallel side, that is equal to V1 minus V2. You can write P1 equal to 350 kilopascal, P1 equal 100 kilopascal, and P2 350 kilopascal. So P1 plus P2 will be 100 plus 350 kilopascal means into 10 cube pascal. So trying to express all units in SI system. Into V1 minus V2. V1 is 200 cubic centimeter. V2 is 100 cubic centimeter. So 1 cubic centimeter is equal to 10 power minus 6 cubic meter. Come on, take a pause and finish writing this calculation, complete the simplification. So if you simplify this, you get, try to simplify it to yourself carefully, you get 22.5 joules. So work done on the gas. So in the first law of thermodynamics, delta W is used for work done by the gas. Work done by the gas will be negative when the volume of the gas decreases. So minus 22.5 joules. Let us first find delta Q in terms of delta W. Then substitute the given values. Now heat energy. Let us find delta U also, because delta Q is equal to delta U plus delta W. Change in energy of fixed mass of an ideal gas in any process is given by nu Cv delta T. You can express the molar specificity of the gas at constant volume in terms of molar gas constant. Cv can be written as R by gamma minus 1. Later, I show you how this is obtained. Basically, delta T is a change in temperature, which you can write final temperature minus initial temperature. T to the final temperature gas at V, and T1 is initial temperature gas in the state at A, in the initial state. Nu is the quantity of gas expressed in mole. Gamma is the ratio of specific heats of the gas at constant pressure and constant volume. So molar specific heat of the gas at constant volume can be written as R by gamma minus 1. This you are expected to remember. You want to know how you get it? Gamma is Cp by Cv. From this equation, you can write Cp equal to gamma into Cv. Substitute Cp equal to gamma into Cv in the Mayer's relation. Cp minus Cv equal to R. So gamma Cv minus Cv equal to R. Or Cv into gamma minus 1 equal to R. So you are expected to remember this result. The molar specificity of gas at constant volume is equal to the molar gas constant denoted by capital R divided by gamma minus 1. So nu R T2 from perfect gas equation in the final state. From perfect gas equation, you can write PV equal to nu RT. So if you apply perfect gas equation in initial state, P1V1 can be done nu RT1. P2V2 can be written as nu RT2. Therefore, change in the internal energy of fixed mass of the gas in any process can also be written as P2V2 minus P1V1 by gamma minus 1. Can substitute all the given values. P2 is equal to 350 kilopascal. That is 350 into 10 cube Pascal in SI units. V2 is the final volume of the gas, that is 100 cubic centimeter, that is 100 into 10 power minus 6 cubic meter. P1 is 100 kilopascal, means 100 into 10 cube Pascal. Into V1 is 200 cubic centimeter, that is 200 into 10 power minus 6 cubic meter. All divided by gamma minus 1. Gamma is 7 by 5 for a diatomic gas. So those who want to copy the solution of the problem, please take a pause and copy the solution of the problem and also complete the simplification calculation for delta U. So you can complete the simplification part to yourself. Simplify this yourself further. So you get 75 by 2 joules or 37.5 joules. That is the change in the internal energy of the gas. Then apply the first law of thermodynamics. Heat energy delta Q. Observe a system in any process, the change in iterative system plus external work done by the system. So delta U is 37.5 joules. Work done by the gas will be negative minus 22.5 joules. Can simplify this yourself. So you get 15 joules is answer. So those who want to copy the solution of the problem, please take a pause and finish writing the solution of the problem. So for the problem for which I just discussed, the answer will be 15 joules. Then see the next problem. Problem number 5. 2 liters of ideal gas at temperature T expanded at a constant pressure of 2 atmosphere until the temperature of the gas reaches 3T by 2. Find the heat absorbed by the gas. Gamma is given to be 7 by 5. So from the given information, you can calculate the work done with the gas first, because you are given the pressure of the gas as constant, which is equal to 2 atmosphere. So you take 1 atmosphere is equal to here 10 power 5 Pascal approximately in objective numericals. The actual value is 1 atmosphere 1.013 10 power 5 Pascal. So for a given problem, you within brackets problem also you can write take 1 atmosphere equal 10 power 5 Pascal. So then you are given the initial volume of the gas as 2 liters. To find work done with the gas at constant pressure, you have to know the delta V, for which you have to find the final value of the gas. You are given the ratio of the initial and final temperatures of the gas. So therefore, we can apply Charles' law. So at constant pressure, from Charles' law, can write ratio of the final volume to the final temperature of the gas to the initial volume by initial temperature of the gas. So final volume of the gas is equal to initial volume into final temperature by initial temperature. The initial temperature denoted by capital T. Final temperature is 3T by 2. Therefore, you can say the final volume of the gas 3 by 2 times the initial volume. So changing the volume of the gas. So here initial volume of the gas is 2 liters. So final volume of the gas will be therefore 3 liters. So changing the volume of the gas is equal to final volume minus initial volume. That is 3 minus 2 liters, or 1 liter, which you can write 10 power minus 3 cubic meter approximately. So work done by the gas at constant pressure when its volume changes by delta V is given P delta V. So the pressure of the gas you can write 2 in 10 power 5 Pascal, or 2 in 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. So delta V 10 power minus 3 cubic meter. So work done with the gas at constant pressure will be equal to 200 joules. So when the gas is heated at constant pressure, you can write delta Q equal to nu Cp delta T. And change in the intensity of the gas in any process given by the equation nu Cv delta T. So delta Q can be done nu Cp delta T when the pressure is constant, and delta U can be done nu Cv delta T. Nu represents the quantity of gas expression mole, it gets cancelled. Cp by Cv gives you gamma. So at constant pressure, delta Q is equal to gamma times delta U. So our gamma is 7 by 5 for a diatomic gas, for the given gas. So delta Q by delta U is gamma, that is 7 by 5. So delta U can be written as 5 by 7 times delta Q. We'll substitute this value of delta U in terms of delta Q in the first law of thermodynamics. So those who want to copy the solution of the problem, please take a pause and copy the solution of the problem up to this step. I have not still finished the calculation. If you finish copying, I will continue the calculation part. Take a pause and finish copying the working up to this step, so that I will be able to continue the calculation. Next slide. So we got work done with the gas as 200 joules, and change in temperature of the gas when the gas heated at constant pressure 1 by gamma times delta Q, that is 5 by 7 times delta Q. So from first law of thermodynamics, we can write delta Q equal to delta U plus W. So to find W, I mean delta W, we can write delta U equal to 5 by 7 times delta Q, which you give the terms containing delta Q to one side of the equation. So you get delta Q into 1 minus 5 by 7 equal delta W. So delta Q into 2 by 7 is equal to delta W. For delta Q, you'll get 7 by 2 times delta W. So work done with the gas, you got 200 joules. Therefore, heat energy absorbed by the gas, you will get 700 joules is also for the given problem. So those who want to copy the solution of the problem, please take a pause and copy the solution of the problem. So for the problem which I just discussed, the answer will be 700 joules. I will continue my discussion in my next class.